bad or is it really bad? This is how I respond each time I get a frantic text from my best friend from home. A sudden panic interrupts our constant stream of sending memes and BuzzFeed articles to each other. My heart momentarily stops as I watch the 3 bubbles that she's typing. Deep breaths, I remind myself it's probably not really bad. At least not this time. Nobody teaches you how to love somebody else with a mental health issue. Your freshman year, you walk into Duke excited, overwhelmed, curious. The opportunities are endless. You're drowned in clubs and volunteering and sports and social life. And you're overloaded with resources, CAPS, the Women's Center, the Wellness Center, Duke Reach. There are plenty of places for you to turn to when you're the one struggling. Sometimes it seems like even too many. But what if you're not the one struggling? What if it's your best friend? And even harder, what if it's your best friend from home? Thousands of miles away. No one warns you what it's like when it gets really bad. Like when you're in your room, minding your own business, and your phone lights up. It's her mom. You pick it up. That's practically your second mom. She calls you all the time, but today she tells you that they're all in the hospital. Your heart starts beating 1,000,000 miles an hour. You want to hang up. Over the sound of your own breathing, you only hear bits and pieces of what's on the other line. Slit a wrist. A lot of blood. Still breathing. On an IV. Might have to leave school. Wish you were here. And suddenly your ears are ringing, your heart is racing, your vision's blurry, and you can't breathe. And everything just goes black. It was really bad this time. Nobody tells you about the guilt. The guilt because you accidentally missed your last phone call before the attempt. The guilt because of that stupid fight that you got into the first place. The guilt because you can't even afford to get on a plane to go see her. The guilt, the shame, the feeling that at the end of the day you played a part in this and it might have been your fault and there's nothing you can do. You weren't there for her enough. You didn't visit her enough. You didn't love her well enough and didn't tell her that she was loved. You didn't show her that life is meaningful and worth living and has so much more to offer than college, loneliness, and depression. I'd seen the warning signs since high school. All of them. The text messages about how life was too hard, how there were scissors in her desk and belts in her closet, how she didn't trust herself. The comments about how she didn't think she'd make it to the age of 25. The jokes about how easy it would be for her to kill herself. So I called her parents, I told my parents, I called her school, I told her roommates, her ex-boyfriend, everyone knew she was in therapy. I did everything that I thought was humanly possible to prevent this from happening. But I didn't. It happened. It got really bad. And was I the one who let it happen? And only by some stroke of God did her roommate find her to call 911, or else this would be a eulogy. No one tells you that you might burst into tears at any given time. Like when you're out at sushi with your friends, and because they all order crunchy rolls, she loves crunchy rolls. And no one warns you about how your friends will respond when you tell them. As I'm sure you can imagine, it's pretty uncomfortable to say, yeah, my best friend attempted suicide, but can you pass the soy sauce? The typical response was an awkward, I'm so sorry, with fleeting eye contact and maybe a hug or a hand on my shoulder. My friends didn't know how to support me and help me because they don't even know her. So you feel alone, and you feel isolated, and you feel choked by this trauma that didn't even happen to you. So you cry, and you grieve, and a dark cloud follows you around for months and months, reminding you of what happened. You want to tell her how much this is affecting you every single day, but you can't. Because it didn't even happen to you. You weren't the one with cuts on your wrists. But it's like secondhand smoke. You can still get cancer. But you move on because you have to move on. Because life continues whether or not you're standing still. And it's hard. Every damn day, it's hard. But you both have a second chance. A second chance for her to learn that life is meaningful and worth living and has so much more to offer than college, loneliness, and depression. Because it's not your fault, and it was never your fault. Because someday, that dark cloud will part and remind you that hidden back there all this time was the sun. Because she's still breathing, and you're still breathing.